Hello, Virgo. This is a cleanse, detox, or purge reading to help you get some insight on some aspect of your person that might be holding you back. And the purpose of this is to kind of help you get some attention to it so that you can move forward into this new cycle refreshed, renewed, and operating as the best possible version of yourself so that you can meet the challenges that you may or may not come up against. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the Rider Waite as well as several other oracle decks, which will be listed below. All right, we've got the King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and under the deck, ooh, the Queen of Wands. All right. Hmm. Well. Okay. So, Virgo, with this energy, I'm picking up that. So, Virgo, I had to pause the video because I was looking at these cards and I was so like, I couldn't, it wasn't quite clear. Because on the surface, these cards look great to me. But because the intention of this reading is to be a cleanse, detox, or purge, so you're looking at a belief or something, situation, relationship, whatever that you need to remove from your life in order to help you move forward and be your best possible self. I had to pause for a second and just, really process to see why this would come off as being something that could be holding you back. So for me, with this Queen of Wands and this Wheel of Fortune in the middle and the King of Cups, this is an individual who is trying to manifest, it could, gender is not specific, it could be to whatever, but this is a person who is wanting, I feel like this is a person of action who is wanting to also have like a counterpart, male or female, that is, emotionally fulfilling, um, just like a solid, stable, like type of romantic relationship. However, the person that's wanting this, with this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like they're taking a gamble because they are in this Queen of Wands energy, which is, to me, is a person who's intuitive. They're able to manifest the things that they need. They're taking action to make the things happen that they would like to have happen. And it's almost like this is a distraction. So this is how this is coming up for me, is that it's actually at this point in your life a distraction to be focusing on the dating scene, the romantic relationship cycle. Okay, that's another way to look at it with this Wheel of Fortune. How's the relationship going to end up? Is it going to be positive? Is it going to be a negative thing? Is it going to be a long term? Is it going to be short term? And just getting into the cycles of that people typically go through. I feel like it's a huge, huge distraction for you with the energy that you're in. I feel like this energy would best be used by you to manifest other things that don't have to do with being romantically involved. Okay, like if it's a business partner or something like that, or you're trying to get a project going, particularly like with the economy not being that great, you could still be working on projects and doing stuff like that. Um, when I look underneath these cards, just taking a quick glance, it's like things start off okay. You're expecting this. You take the action to bring in this kind of relationship, and then things get out of order, out of line, and then you become the Queen of Swords. So I feel like you might be cycling back and forth from the Queen of Wands to the Queen of Swords. And then underneath that, you've got the betrayal, okay? And then moving on, and then you become the Star again, okay? And then each time you go through that, you become maybe a little bit depressed, a little bit standoffish, and all of these different shifts in your psyche of like where you are energetically is impacting your ability to bring into fruition these tangible things that you need, and these tangible things that would you would do quite well with, because I feel like the fortune is in your favor, to have success with this, but you're getting distracted by this need for this King of Cups energy. This could be male or female energy. The point of it being that it's like this high vibing, stable, romantic, high level relationship that you might be missing. You might have everything except for that. But right now it's not advantageous to you, because the cycle that it throws you into um, is like you go through this cycle, this thrill, and then it's like it starts to fall apart, and then it shifts you too much. All right, it takes you off your path. So let's do some angels of abundance and see what they have to say. Okay, I've got words of abundance, partnership, and attracting, not chasing. Okay, so yeah, you might be in the wrong energy, because you're um instead of chasing after your dreams, you're chasing after relationships, which is not wrong per se. It's just at this cycle, in this time in your life, it's not lined up, and so it's not working, because that's not where you are energetically and in the timeline of your life. You're in the energy of needing to, attract the things to you that you need. And that includes partnership. I feel like if you put this energy into attracting, chasing your dreams, that this will be added to you. I mean, I'm hearing that verse, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and that all these things will be added to you. Well, from a non-Christian standpoint, if you just look at it at face value, it's saying, chase after the things that are going to be in alignment with what you came here to do, what's going to create your kingdom, your empire, it doesn't have to be a literal empire, but you know what I mean? Like the things that are the tangible realizations of the efforts and the things that you put your time and attention into, as opposed to putting your time and attention into relationships that are cyclical in nature. They rise and they fall, and then you're kind of left picking up the pieces, and then you're looking all over again. And partially to try to heal from the first one. All right, so I feel like it's time for you to, speak words. When I see words of abundance, I feel like it's, not just what you say, it's like the actions that you're taking, the signal that you're sending out to the universe about what you want to bring in. Because I feel like with this Wheel of Fortune, it's just responding, like this wheel is spinning, and it's responding to the energy that you're putting out, because you're in Queen of Wands energy. You're manifesting, you're doing all this. And if you put out, oh, I want this arrow to point to a relationship. Well, that's what it's going to go to. And you're chasing after that, and it throws you off. If you put it towards, I want to chase my dream to, I want to write this book, or I want to um, start an online thing, or, whatever it is, you want to start teaching classes, you want to exercise more, you want to do whatever, you would have success with that, because the level of energy that you pour into it almost guarantees you that success. I feel like you put an inordinate amount of energy into chasing, cycles of partnership that may not be in your best interest. All right, so with the Sacred Traveler, we've got through gratitude, joy expands. Okay, first light, beginning a new cycle, and overcoming obstacles. Yeah, so you can overcome anything. All right, so I feel like what will help you with this is to realize where you are. You're starting a new cycle, and if you look at all the things that you have and what you've already overcome, you'll be grateful for how far you've come, and you won't have to look at, oh, I have everything except a relationship. Because I feel like you have probably a lot of material abundance, or if not, you have the ability to get what you need. You're just that's the energy that you're in. But when you're operating from a state of like lack, it can throw you off. All right, I feel like you want to have that icing on the cake, which is a relationship, but that's going to throw you off. You're going to need to really focus on making things happen for yourself, these things that will be stable and long lasting, that are more dependent upon your efforts and what you're doing. And then, I feel like putting yourself in that energy will attract someone to you, and you won't have to be putting in this effort to try to get something or someone, which might be bringing you the wrong type of person, which is why that cycle is of, it falls apart, starts off good, then it falls apart, and then it's betrayal, and then you go from Queen of Wands to Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is like, then you're blocking and harsh and cold, and that also changes your vibe, and it changes how you're able to manifest this other stuff. All right, so I have cheer up and live in the moment, express your sensuality, and know that your children are protected. Okay, so I feel like what might be your issue is you might be wanting children. You might be wanting a family. That's what I think. Is that I think you're afraid that you're running out of time because you've been putting a lot of effort into building up this other stuff. And the one thing you're missing is, in your mind, children. Um, and you want to express that creatively. You want to express that now, like you want them now. And I feel like there's a time for it. And I think that might be coming to you, but with the way that these cards are playing out, if you want to find the right person for that, um, it's best to put your efforts and energy into building up what you want. Um, as far as chasing your dreams, not related to relationships. Okay. Just because you keep going into these cycles that come apart pretty quickly. All right. With the Wisdom Oracle, I have co-create, new life, and come to the edge. All right. So, once again, this is with this new cycle, coming into this new cycle. I mean, it's important at this point to be careful about who you are creating with, because every time you hit this point where you're starting something new, you're coming into this new phase where you can expand and grow. When you hook up with people who are not in alignment with you, they directly impact what it is that you manifest, because their energy is going to mingle with your energy, and it's going to throw off your energy that you're trying to put on. This is why it's important for you to just use your energy right now, because it will be clean and clear. So cleanse. I feel like this is cleansing your energy by the relationships you have around you, so that you can send a clear message to the universe about what it is that you want to create. All right, because co-creating is not a good idea right now. I think for you, just for now, not forever, but just in this very critical moment of coming into this new phase, this new cycle, because this will set the tone for you. Let me see, maybe for the next 10 years. I'm really picking up this is a 10-year cycle. Okay, so this is for the next 10 years. This could set the tone. You want it to be as clear and to the point, focused on your goal as you could possibly be. You won't be able to hear yourself as clearly as you need to when you've got someone else in there too. Okay. So I've got seeing the true you. All right, yep. And visions of life beyond death. And beyond the mind, the heart beats. So yeah, it is so important for you. Okay, because you're going through an ending. So this is a big shift, and you're coming into a new cycle. So maybe you ended a relationship and you're kind of looking into like, oh, I want to have another one now. Because you have this empty space that you want to fill. But I feel like you're being advised to use this time to see the true you, and then listen deep to what your heart is telling you, and then allow your heart mind connection to come together and tell you what it is that you need to do moving forward, so that you can create that, because I feel like that's what you really want. And there might be a disconnect, and because there's a disconnect there, it's causing you to try to find this in an external person, but it's actually throwing you off, and you don't realize it until you get there. And then the stuff, kind of plays out a certain way, and there is a cycle. and then you're having to start over and over. But I feel like the time for starting over and over is getting really short. And so that's why you're being asked to, you know, kind of bring this into alignment and bring forth, birth out this other thing that you're supposed to birth out, this dream. All right, because it's a similar energy, birthing children and birthing out these dreams. Your dream could be children, but I feel like it's two lines. Like one is on the very material, and one is this other, like, creative form, this thing that you need to uh, bring out. And then when you do that, when we were talking about that verse of, seek first the kingdom of God, then all these things will be added to you. All of that, the relationship, the children, healthy relationships that will be able to be stable enough and have the foundation for children to really thrive. And it's not that you can't have children and they wouldn't thrive. There's, I would say, a majority or a ton of families today are not really stable, or people are separate and they have kids. That happens all the time. But for you, you're being afforded an opportunity to do this in a way to where um, you can be happy also, and you can have a big collective cohesive family, and then you'll have all these things that you're wanting. You birth your dreams and you have the relationship in a unit. Okay. All right, so with the Peace Oracle, I have treasure, positive outcome, and choice, everlasting life. So, yeah, I feel like if you make the choice to see yourself as being the treasure and to value and protect that, you will have a positive outcome, and you'll end up having a more stable, fulfilled life that's longer lasting, as opposed to going through these cycles of, you know, in out of relationships, and then going through that whole mental shifting, which causes other things to be negatively impacted. All right, I feel like you can get some stability and some longevity if you focus on this first. Put your energies into birthing out these things that you have latent inside of you that need to be expressed first, and then all that will come next. Okay. All right, that's what I have for you, Virgo. Thank you for joining me, where we are dazed but not confused. I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.